In this video, we're going to be reviewing the last synthesizer you will ever need. We're going to be looking at UVI's Falcon. It's kind of like if you took Contact and Serum and Massive and Isis and a bunch of different other synthesizers of wavetable oscillators, you name it, and smash it into one thing. It has really easy modular controls where you can use different types of synthesis, putting them together with samplers, you name it, and creating your sound. I like to think of this as the one synth to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. By that I mean, make us be alone in a dark room working on synthesis because it's so frickin' fun and good. So let's check this thing out. Falcon has a really cool way of using drag and drop to throw in things like a wavetable, or you could throw in a granular, or you could throw in just like 8 oscillators. And you can even stack those on top of each other. You pretty much have unlimited amount of things that you can throw together with the synthesis. Then on top of that, you have a whole separate section for putting in effects, modulators, things that begin to change the sound. You have your sound source, and then you have all the modulation you can do after that. Things like your attack, decay, sustain, release, or you can throw in modulators and LFOs, things that morph the sound over time or map to other things within the program. It is crazy insane how much you can do with this thing. It also has an internal mixer where you can send sounds into aux buses of effects. You have all different types of filters. And those are just some of the basic features you get with this thing. So hopefully it shows off how much you can do with this synthesizer. Now, what's unique about Falcon is it's got a bunch of different types of synthesis, a bunch of different types of modulation and filters, you name it, and you can pretty much build your synthesizer. It's kind of like a modular system, but not, and that's what makes it so powerful and cool. Now, here's the kicker. This thing is complicated. It is heady. I mean, I am smart. I use lots of synthesizers, and I have for years, but it still took me a while to understand what was going on here. It's not super intuitive, and that's probably because it's a high-level type of synth. But it gives you every possible route you could choose, way more than any other synthesizer I've ever seen. So if I had a scale from like a single oscillator, super simple synth, let's say like Ableton's Analog, that thing is just 2 oscillators, it's simple, right? And then you moved over to like Ableton's Wavetable, which I'm obsessed with of late. Serum becomes a little bit harder, a little bit more complicated with the routing, and it's you can do a lot more. It's a really heavy weight. Then I would move over into Zebra. That thing is amazing, but whoa, it has some interesting, crazy routing. Then you would move further from that, and the farthest edge I can think of is Falcon in terms of like how deep you can go and what you can do with what is there, right? So it's got a lot. You've got to be prepared for that. But there's also another way of looking at it, and it's kind of like Contact or even Reactor, right? Where if you get Contact or Reactor, it is a system for creating your own sounds that you can go deep within and start building your own sample libraries. And let's just talk about Contact as the metaphor. You can build sample libraries and start making these crazy things that you can use. That's also a lot of why people sell Contact libraries, because they're already created, they're very well recorded and put together, and they even have this cool little GUI that makes it very easy to know what's happening, right? Well, Contact libraries are huge because you can go look up a collection of sounds, download them. You don't have to go in the back end. You can just use what's there. I really think that's the strength of Falcon, is it's like that. You can download these huge libraries. They have these very simple, unique GUI user interfaces for that particular synth and that particular pack. And you don't even have to go deep within it if you don't want to. But you can if you want. And I've got to say, these presets are freaking gorgeous. Because of how much control you have within Falcon, this is like a sound designer's dream. They can make anything that they want. They have arpeggiators, they have all different types of filters, they have different types of synthesis, so they can make this sound palette that's really unique. But then you, as a user, don't have to do that if you don't want to, or you can if you want to. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I think it's perfect for someone who either likes using presets that are pre-made and easy to use and dial in the way they like, or somebody who likes to go super hardcore into sound design and have control over every little piece possible. In the middle zone, I actually don't suggest this synth. If you don't like using presets and you don't like going too deep into synthesis, this isn't quite the synth for you. I think this is where you would use Ableton's wavetable or different synthesizers, Massive, Serum, things like that. But if you want further and further control, bam, upgrade to Falcon. So those are my thoughts on UVI Falcon. I freaking love this thing. I've gotten to, let's say, 10% of what I can do so far, but I can see just the huge landscape of possibilities. I'm going to keep playing with this thing and making my own presets because, you know, in the darkness bind them. Just going to be working on sounds. But yeah. Now, if you use UVI Falcon, please comment below. Or if you have thoughts or questions around it, I'd love to hear it. And go check out this synth. There's lots of documentation and videos to make the learning curve easier. So check those out on YouTube. I'll try to put some links to different things from UVI to get you started. And yeah, start making sounds. Until next time. Make sure you subscribe for more videos coming at you. Preset videos with Ableton Live's wavetable, reviews of VSTs, sound design, you name it. So make sure you subscribe and check out these other videos.